Balverines, Hollow Men, and Demonic Garden Gnomes, oh my! Hey there folks, this is Ray Carcillo with Classic Game Room, and today we're looking at Fable 3 for the Xbox 360 from Lionhead Studios and Microsoft, of course. Folks, I'm going to be honest, I spent the entire weekend on this thing. 30 hours of gameplay non-stop. Well, not non-stop, I got about 3 hours of sleep somewhere in there. But folks, this is an amazing experience if you are a fan of Fable. Set 50 years after the end of Fable 2, you play as the child of Fable 2's hero, who of course was crowned king or queen of Albion, making you, therefore, a prince or princess. Unfortunately, both your parents have passed on, and so your older brother, Logan, is in charge. Even more unfortunately, many of the people of Albion are not too happy with your brother's iron-fisted rule that surely would have made your parents ashamed. Not much you can do, though, or so you think. You start off in the royal palace, waken up by your trusty butler Jasper, and take a tour of the castle gardens. Once returning to the palace, you watch your brother hold court and are shocked by how he handles most things. Once he turns his attention to you and your girlfriend, you realize it's time for a change. Along with your parents' most trusted knight, Sir Walter, your faithful dog, and the always loyal Jasper in tow, you escape the castle grounds and look to fan the flames of a word only mentioned in whispers until now: revolution. Fable 3 marks the first time not starting as a child and sees you immediately thrown into the action with a tutorial that takes you outside the castle gates and up to your first potential ally. Along the way to that ally, though, you also stumble across your parents' hero sanctuary, which will serve as your Batcave or Fortress of Solitude for the remainder of the game. Here you can customize your weapon or clothes, check out your trophies, and also join other players on Xbox Live. One of the heavy stresses put on Fable 3 is an increase in accessibility, and the Sanctuary helps you do that, as you can more clearly see how clothes, weapons, and other aspects of your character will be directly affected before going out into Albion with them. That chicken suit looks mighty fine today, don't you think, Jasper?
You're dressed as a chicken. What are you planning to do dressed as a chicken?
On your way to the Sanctuary, you also acquire an artifact that dates back to the original Fable, the Guild Seal. The Guild Seal makes a strong return to Fable 3 as it serves for the basis for your leveling up system and experience, as well as the device to allow you to instantly transport back to the Sanctuary whenever you need it. As you kill enemies, it doesn't matter how you do it, a dead enemy will give you the same amount of experience towards your next Guild Seal, whether you use guns, magic, or melee, making for greater freedom when fighting compared to the first two Fables. As you complete quests and make friends with the townsfolk, you also acquire seals, just like back in Fable 1, and these seals are used to unlock abilities on the Road to Rule. The Road to Rule is where you first meet Teresa, the Seer, and sister of Fable 1's hero, making her like your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-aunt or something. And just like in Fable 2, she marks key moments on your journey to leading to a successful revolution. As you earn guild seals, you can return here whenever you wish and unlock everything from improved blacksmithing skills to new magical gauntlets. Of course, with a new way of gathering experience, what you can spend it on is also completely different as well. Although you can unlock 5 levels for your magic, guns, and melee for a character, the weapons themselves are what can be more fully customized than your actual character. If you kill 300 Hollow Men, for example, with a particular gun, you may gain a damage bonus against them, as well as see the handle of your gun morph into bone. If you spend a lot of gold on frivolous things like gifts for your family, you may see your weapons take on a golden hue. How you kill enemies and interact in the world around you affects your weapons in ways like never before, and makes them the stronger focus for leveling up, not your character themselves. Aside from how and what you level up, the gameplay fighting mechanics also has an entirely new system. Before, there used to be a huge delay when wielding different weapons to switch back and forth. Now there's more of an ad-libbed, free-flow feel as you switch from sword to gun effortlessly, or stab one enemy with your right hand while blast a fireball towards a far-off enemy with your left. This mixing and matching, including being able to blend 2 magical spells together at once, is a wonderful improvement to the fighting system and really lets you develop your own personal style. I like using fireballs that then explode into clouds that rain ice onto your enemies. Fable 3 also expands on custom kills, from breaking people's necks to using your head, literally, to take out foes in glorious one-hit blows, as the flourish system has also been improved. Fable 3 also expands the world of Albion itself to brand new regions never seen before, like the new desert town of Aurora. These new places help flesh out the main story mode into a full 30 to 40 hour single player experience that trumps anything to come before it in the series. Of course, you don't have to go it alone, as you can also team up on Xbox Live like never before. It's not just about completing quests together, folks. Now you can go into business together, or even marry and have kids with your friends on Xbox Live. Or adopt if you feel like it, as Bowerstone now features a homeless shelter and orphanage. The interesting thing about teaming up with friends online is that you're also going to need to do it in order to get all the achievements. Some of the achievements require you to get all the legendary weapons and gems in the world of Albion, and every copy of Fable 3 makes sure not to include them all. This will require some Pokemon-style trading in order to own, at least for a little while, all the different items in the world. Another interesting aspect about the game is that once you do overthrow your brother, you're only about halfway done, as a new enemy emerges that you must protect your kingdom from, and thus you get to experience firsthand how it is to be a ruler. You can continue with Logan's harsh tactics, be something your parents would have been proud of, or be even more of a tyrant and really put the dick into dictator. I tried to be more benevolent, but forgot to get ready for the new threat, and so I have angel wings, but killed almost everyone in the kingdom. Need to find a better balance next time. Unfortunately, this duality to the game makes it feel like two really polished, downloadable titles rolled into one adventure, since one is so different from the other. And much like in Fable 2, the ending comes much too quickly, and feels like slamming on the brakes to the flow of the story. The new enemy also felt like a side quest more than a kingdom-threatening force. Aside from all the new additions though to the gameplay and interesting twists on the plot, the peripherals were pretty solid. The scenery was beautiful as always, but of course with a game the size of Fable 3, there are going to be some glitches with the graphics. The audio though was spectacular. Included with the traditional Fable theme, you also see great British actors and comedians step up to fill in some critical roles of the game. Stephen Fry, for example, played Captain of Industry and sexual deviant Reaver. Simon Pegg was Ben Finn of the Albion Army. Sir Ben Kingsley plays Sabine, the Lord of the Mountain Dwellers. And of course, John Cleese has the most influential role as your trusty butler, Jasper.
Yes?
Along with these great actors, they have much better dialogue to perform. The comedy of Fable 3 is something that I was truly impressed with. Much better writing overall. Of course, if you're not a fan of British humor though, you might not get all of it. Overall, when you consider the great new gameplay mechanics, the much longer story mode, even if I didn't like the way it went, the great voice acting, and the tremendous replay value that comes via Xbox Live, Fable 3 is a more than worthy addition to the Fable franchise, and is a must-have for any fan of the first two games.